agenda at play?
That there are dark forces.
Is there another agenda at play?
The deep state. They got me. The deep state.
Is there another agenda at play?
All right. Ladies and gents and everything in between, welcome. Welcome back to the channel, to the Friday Night Live show, to Aid Thompson and other disappointments. The long-running, largely fruitless endeavour as far as podcasts go, barely strung together by the ones and zeros of the internet and ejacked through an Ethernet cable to you, hosted by yours truly. This isn't The Rest is Politics. It's not the news agents. It's just straight up punk rock, do-it-yourself, independently produced bullshit, which is the sheen that I like to give it, serve it up with that, to hide the fact that it hasn't been commissioned by anyone who would pay me a fucking salary to do this. So, it's independent, guys! But anyway, yes, whatever it is, welcome back to it, to me, to this thing, in which I come out here into my hovel in the woodlands of Hampshire and scream at you all in exchange for a couple of £2.99 super thanks tips. So I do. Cheers. Cheers for those. Put your £3 in the cup for this veritable dystopian lap dance that I'm doing for you here every week. It is sponsored insanity, isn't it? Sometimes it feels like. There are friends of mine out there going like, where's Aid these days? Well, he's having a monetized breakdown. I think that's what he's doing. Who's in the live chat tonight? Who is joining us this week? Mojo Sabian. Lee K9Y is in the chat. Adastro Recordings. Russ is here. Gareth. Diz. Sarah Davies. What's up, guys? LU2D Games is back. What's up? Billy Kershaw. How are we doing? Lisa B. Hope you're all well. All of you in the live chat keeping me well. Keeping me on point is what you're doing. Fact-checking my psychological implosion in real time. God bless you. Is it fact-checking? I wonder, as I sort of sit here ranting and raving. You sort of correct me on little things. Is it fact-checking, or is it the digital representation of my own self-doubt? Narrating my lack of self-confidence. I just don't know anymore. But yes, what's up to Diz, Yuri, Niall? Is he in the chat tonight? Peter Del Monte? We never hear from Peter anymore. I hope he's still on the Patreon. So I assume that he and Kai and Dave and the rest of them that kind of signed up ages ago, I assume that they're still around. Are they? Come and say hey sometime, guys. But yes, hello to all. I suppose we should welcome some of the new subscribers, shouldn't we? New members of the channel. Can we get the new members up on the screen? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This is my website, by the way, in case you didn't know that. funk-27.co.uk. Where the fuck is it? Let me find the actual tab. Here we go. Where are the memberships? The newest sign. This week's top member. Giving him a shout out. Dave Poole. What's up, Dave? Hope you are well. Oh, you can't even see it on the screen there. What's up to Dave Poole, this week's top member? Newest members joining the... I'm about to say the clan. That sounds problematic. joining the crew, joining the cults, the people of the Booge. Gordy 201, Richard, and Gail Goels. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the game, guys. You'll forgive me for saying that. But yes, if it's your first time massaging the dial to tune in, should I get a beer? I'll get a beer going. To tune in to me here on a Friday night, every Friday at 7:30. Then hello to you, especially if it's your first time. I don't know why it would be. Why now? Perhaps you found me from the Far Right Watch video I put out the other day. And then you were like, maybe I'll see what the live thing is like. If he does like a live podcast, maybe I'll check that out. Or maybe you clumsily stumbled across my whiskey-soaked witterings on Blue Sky. Like the malcoordinated, that's the word I'm looking for. Drunken oaf that you are. But if it is your first time, here's the itinerary for the evening. Let me just quickly take you through it. If it's your first time, 7:30 is now, pretty much, isn't it? 7:30 is now. We're going to light the dynamite here, guys. It starts here now at 7:30. We'll rant a bit about the news and politics for a while. Perhaps I will stop at some point and dish out a tap dancing tosser award. It's usually about halfway through. That's the award that I give out to somebody whom I think has satisfactorily performed their bellendry for all to see over the last few days to award-winning standards. Like picture in your head, if you will, if you just indulge me, if you picture somebody in your head who is just a total fucking idiot, sauntering onto the stage, jazz hands out here, pow! So as to punctuate the bellendry. Yeah, this is me. This is what I do. I'm a bellend. A real confident performance. I deserve this award. That sort of vibe. That's the Tap Dancing Tosser Award. And then the sugar to that medicine, as glib as it all is, the first 45 minutes and all of that, the sugar to that medicine will be me pathetically trying to lift your mood, rounding us off with the much fabled Friday night staple, the weird news story. The silly news story to round us off with. Like they do on like News Round or whatever. The weird, silly, uplifting story to round up. Like, it's weird, isn't it? Like some news bulletins and news shows and podcasts or whatever, they like to close out with a happy thing about a dancing badger at the zoo or something. I like to find stories, cherry pick stories that I find in the depths of Reddit that involve me just pointing and laughing at fentanyl addicts from Florida or something like that. That's basic. That's the common thread, isn't it? It's just some sort of sad story. It really is a sad story, is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that addiction is funny. I'm saying that people who suffer from addiction occasionally do funny things. They end up in the news. I think that's inarguable, isn't it? Speaking as someone who is observably funnier when drunk, I think I can say that. We can say that, right? If it's me, like, I'm in that group too, so it's okay, I think. And so, yes, the story of tonight, the weird news story will probably be something along the lines of a guy who stole a car and then ram-raided it into a funeral parlour, accidentally killed himself in the process, thereby deliverooing his own body into the funeral. That kind of thing. You get the idea. It's a weird news story, guys. Is what it is. And then finally at about 8:30, we'll break it down for the lock-in. Shall we? Which is where we chill it all down. A little bit of Q&A. Sometimes my son comes in. Gets a bit involved. We'll see how we go. So yes, let's get into it. God, that was a long intro, wasn't it? This week. Let's Start this party. Let's do it. It's Friday night. It's me. It's you. It's Booge. It's your dad's balls. Who's up for some fun? Let's dance. Okay, so what's been going on this week? How have we all been? Have we all been enjoying or enduring the week that has just passed? It's been a bit of a weird one again, hasn't it? A bit of a tough one. Particularly if you're right wing and you choose to inhabit your own fantasy nightmares, which is a common theme that we keep coming back to of late, these sort of dystopian fantasies. London is a hellscape. The Greens want to give your kids crack, that sort of thing. Last week, they were all anger-wanking about Churchill being erased from the back of a £5 note. That was the big culture war story then, in a country where 95% of the inhabitants see most of their cash drained by bills before they can even draw any cash out to be affected or upset by it. But that was last week. This week, it's Muslims praying in Trafalgar Square. Guys... somebody's dropped me a super chat though. Let me have a look. Not used to these super chats so early in the night. Hold on. Fan funding. Here we go. Simon French has joined the channel. Jock Git says I have to pay to get a shout out. I'm sorry. I did say Jock, didn't I, at the beginning? I feel like I said Jock. What's up, Jock? Hope you're well. I'll keep the super chat thing just there so I can see it. So, yes, this week, the big story. Cheers, by the way. What's up, Jock? Sounded like, what's up, Doc, didn't it? What's up, Doc? What's up, Jock? Sorry, I'm in a weird mood tonight. I don't think the synapses are firing correctly. But yes, this week, the big culture war story that they're all panicking about was Muslims praying in Trafalgar Square in London, and how somehow this is sinister, isn't it? This is evidence of the Great Replacement and all of that. Presumably now Trafalgar Square will become the latest no-go area that they all can't keep it limp for. They're all absolutely terrified by what they've witnessed in Trafalgar Square this week. I saw a guy on TikTok the other day. He was saying, white people, Brits, natives, if you will, have been pushed out of Trafalgar Square now, is what he said. He said regular Brits are being pushed out of Trafalgar Square, out of Zone 1 of the capital city. Oh, my gosh. Somebody else. Shout out to Jock from Richard Marsden. Everybody's getting in on the super chats now. There you go. I saw it straight away that time, didn't I? I can be professional, sort of, ish, he says, drinking on the job. But yeah, this guy on TikTok was like, natives, Brits, regular Brits have been pushed out of Zone 1 of the capital city. I was like, regular Brits have been getting pushed out of Zone 1, 2 and 3 for fucking decades. Mate, where have you been? How do you not know this? This is what you get when you get culture war correspondents from Durham opining on London matters. We've already been replaced. Guys, look it up. Zone 1 London. It's called gentrification. Look it up, lads. It's just that Richard Tice or Zia Yusuf or somebody from that sort of class and socio-economic positioning are, it's rather them than the Muslims on the street there praying. It's somebody from like the same school as Richard Tice, or it'd be somebody from like the same university as Zia Yusuf will like buy up an entire block of flats in Zone 1, kick you out, and then re-let them to somebody else a couple of levels higher than you on the socio-economic ladder. That's the Great Replacement, guys, for natives in Zone 1. People are like, yeah, well, fine, as long as they aren't peacefully praying, though. Anyway, so this week, yes, they have been ribbiting and sobbing about the Muslims in Trafalgar Square thing. Incredible this stuff really, like, still gets traction. Isn't it? Like, even now, these stories still gather speed, command column inches. Don't they? Like, imagine if you were one of these people who went all, like, red-eyed and ragey about everything that these fucking morons put out. Every time they give you, like, a little droplet of that 28 days later medicine, it's bloodshot eyes and fucking rage bomb without fail for you. There's still no immunity developed for it. For that 28 days later zombie fucking rage virus that they infect you with. Richard Marsden says, I drink on the job, but Sandra doesn't like the coaster on her back. Oh, come on. Be civil. But yeah, like whether it's Muslims in Trafalgar Square or whether it's, what's some of the other stories? Whether it's the flags, whether it's the England team taking the knee, whether it's the National Trust going woke, Gary Lineker, whatever the story is. Every time they're fluffing for fascism, aren't they? Just tickle your balls with another culture war story that you just can't help but strap your Crusades get-up on and head out to battle. Every time, guaranteed. Incredible it still works. Like, wouldn't you ask yourself, at some point, like maybe not the first time they put one of these stories into the papers, get all of the talk radio LBC phone-ins going about it, and politicians release statements on it, and all of that. Maybe not the first time they do it. Maybe not the Greggs Pasties, the England team, the proms, blue passports, all of that. But wouldn't you ask yourself, like, after the 15th or 17th time, hang on a second. They keep getting me all, like, roided out over stupid fucking nonsense to no benefit. Like, it doesn't... How is this, like, have any of these episodes, wouldn't you ask yourself this, have any of these episodes, and I mean that in both the periodical and the psychological sense, have any of these episodes improved my life in any way? Wouldn't you ask yourself that? After the 17th time that they whipped you up into a frenzy over pints of Brexity champagne or whatever the fuck that was. Did my mortgage payments come down when Lawrence Fox burnt those rainbow flags in his back garden? You know what? I actually don't think that they did. I don't think that happened. I don't think that was any material benefit to me. That whole thing. Did painting a roundabout fix my energy bills? Why was I so angry about that then for 10 whole days? You know, now I come to think about it. These people are like, I'll tell you what they're like, right? They're like lonely dads getting a hard-on in the strip club. That's what they're like. And let me explain to you why. Is like, you know, the flaggy lot, the fascists, the right-wingers, the fantasy nightmare brigade, all of them, right? They'll go and they'll tickle your bollies. They'll fluff you up for the fascism. They'll get you all roided out and angry, ready to go. So they will. Gosh, you're so hard for it. And then, you know, come over like a stripper and you say to the stripper, so my car's parked out the back. Do you want to come out to my car with me? And they're like, no. No, there's no material benefit to this. There's no, like, actual gain for any of this for you. Yeah, I just like to get you all worked up and then Take the money. That's all it is. It's literally like going to a fucking lap dancing club or something with these people. Depressed, divorced, stripper club dad energy. You know, you should be like, hang on a second. This is a shit deal. What the fuck? Why did I put all that money in a tip cup? But that moment of reflection or analysis is just absent, isn't it? Just never there. They never learn. They're like magpies to misinformation. Like the lies and the distractions are just these little gold trinklets or whatever. They just can't fucking help themselves, but go for it every time. You know, until you end up catching up with your mate. You hear a little bit about how his life is going, and you're like, hey, Dave, I heard that your mum's ward got closed and she's back sleeping in a minivan. And Dave's like, yeah. And you're like, so you're heading off out? You going to go and check on her? No, I'm off to Molotov the Bibby Stockholm, mate. That's where I'm off to. Oh, okay. Okay, Dave. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've got some real problems, though, to deal with. Are you sure you've got time to, you know? And then someone gently saunters by him with a shiny-looking, I don't even know what, like a fucking drag queen reading a story or a NHS pamphlet that's marketed to pregnant people instead of pregnant women or whatever. And then Dave's like, what the fuck is this? He can't help himself. Can't help himself every time. You're like, don't you have real problems, Dave? You know, taxes are high. Your mum's in a van. Your kid's school is talking about closing on Fridays. Your son's got ADHD, but Wes Streeting says he's overdiagnosed. Your wife can't afford to go back to work because the costs of the childcare are more than the overtaxed income that she would make to pay for the childcare. Don't you have real problems, Dave? And Dave's like, Bob Villain, every time. I don't know. Imagine not having the, like, I don't even want to call it critical thinking. Because you don't even have to be, like, critical to dismantle this sort of culture war rubbish. Like, it's obvious. It's fucking obvious what it is. Like, we know what these stories are, aren't they? Don't we? It's like distractions. Distractions on a conveyor belt every time. That's what they're there for. Wheel them off a conveyor belt, keep the people distracted so they don't focus on the real problems that we're not actually solving. Like, in terms of being distracted from what's important, did you know that dogs are very difficult to distract from a threat? Did you know that? Or from food? You know, survival, threats, or whatever. Difficult to distract them from that. Dogs, fucking dogs, are hard to distract. And dogs have the same level of intelligence, it is commonly accepted, as about a 2-year-old human baby. Like a toddler. Like, this is how pathetic we're talking. Have you ever encountered a 2-year-old human toddler? Have you? They're pathetic. They are. I mean, they're cute and they're cuddly. Of course they are. But there's a reason that people aren't lining up with microphones at a nursery, pointing at crying babies and going, we need to listen to these people. You know, when the toddlers burst into tears and they say, oh, that man is brown, though. You know, there's a reason that journalists aren't outside the nursery going like, oh, they have valid concerns, so we should listen to them. There's a reason. We don't take the thoughts and feelings of 2-year-olds seriously. And yet, for some people who habitually get distracted more easily than a dog, which is comparable to a 2-year-old, we're like, yeah, we should hear him out. He's obviously got a point. So we do. We should hear him out. We should lay him out, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Like the Trafalgar Square thing this week, which, to be fair, is only the, 1,786th culture war story these people have voluntarily got themselves enraged by. But how dumb do you have to be to believe a bunch of people who said London is lawless and it's more dangerous than Dubai, with rockets flying over Dubai from Iran, it's a war zone, etc. So presumably they don't want to be there. These people do not want to be in London. So how dumb do you have to be to believe them about a city that they still miraculously choose to live and work in? They're all still there. And now they are all saying that a bunch of people praying is fucking terrifying. And you just lap it up. Like, why are they even still there? Why are you there? Guys, I thought you said London was this dystopian hellscape. And you're all safer with Iranian rockets flying over your heads in Dubai. Why are you still here, even? Shouldn't you be in the United Arab Emirates? Paradoxically, in a land where Muslims also pray quite a bit. Make that make sense. Like, how dumb do you have to be to believe the tube graffiti epidemic crowd, who simultaneously celebrated vandalised roundabouts, by the way? Like, are we in favour of vandalised transport shit and painted public property or not? I just can't keep up with this, guys. Like, what if I spray paint a red cross on a train? Like, is that okay, or is that just too confusing? I don't know. I can't figure that one out. But yeah, wouldn't you be bored of this by now? Shouldn't you be bored of it? If that was you, if you were right-wing and you were being spoon-fed this nonsense, every story, every week, every conspiracy theory, distraction and gold trinket. Like I read in the news last week, the book sales were declining last year, but I really don't see how, because the hunger for fiction is stronger than ever. It really is. People can't get enough of it. They just fucking can't. Like, if you're not totally across this story, like maybe you're thinking, like, what the fuck is he even talking about? If you're not totally across this, I will try and keep it succinct for you now. There was a cultural event this week. It takes place in London every year, and indeed around the world. But this one was specifically in London. It's Eid for Muslims, and the event was Eid on the Square, or Eid in the Square. I can't remember now. It was approved by the Greater London Authority. It's a multicultural city. Why not let people, celebrate their culture, pray, whatever? And then it was signed off by the mayor's office. Cool. So far, so boring. There's stalls, there's music, there's speaking events, and because it's an Islamic festival at the end of Ramadan, there's a fair bit of praying. Also. Fine. What kind of praying? What kind of chanting are we thinking here? Well, I had a little look earlier at some of the words, some of the sinister lyrics. Should have a not suitable for work thing. Should have 18 rated like the gangster rap albums back in the day. Check this out. God is great. Blessed are we. May God bless good deeds from you and from all of us. God is great. The end. I mean, it's not quite Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, is it? But it's all right. It's okay. Doesn't rhyme, but it's okay. God is great. Blessed are we. May God bless good deeds from you, from all of us. God is great. So yeah, pretty sinister stuff there. I think I would be, if I heard that, I would be quite intimidated. If I heard that sort of talk. That's why I stay out of churches. That and the kid fucking. But nothing was sealed off, even though Darren Grimes implied that the area was sealed off just for Muslims. Everyone is welcome. Everyone was welcome. You just have to register for a ticket, like many GLA events. But because it's the far right who were talking about this, the far right can't engage with reality, can they? So they have to turn it into something it isn't. Not dissimilar to back when Fox News, do you guys remember this? About a decade ago now. Fox News did a 2-week rolling coverage fucking thing on the 9/11 mosque. Do you remember that? Coming back through the archives now. Old school fantasy nightmares. Fox News did 2 weeks of rolling coverage of the 9/11 mosque, which they implied was being built at the site of the World Trade Center. And a lot of their talking heads and contributors were on about how gross and inappropriate. That's just inappropriate and insensitive. It was. When in reality, again, if you choose to live in reality with the rest of us, in reality, it was a Muslim community centre. Is what it was. And it included a theatre, a gym, a swimming pool, and it wasn't on like Ground Zero, World Trade Center. It was 2 fucking blocks away. It was fucking down the road from the World Trade Center. So yeah, fantasy nightmare again, conspiracy theory, rubbish. Fox News, you get the idea. Well, this is London's that, if you like, because while it's actually just an Islamic festival. Kind of thing, with your stalls, your music, your prayers, your discussions. The reality the right have constructed for themselves is this.
That is a show of force and intimidation from the Muslim community.
What we saw yesterday was, at the very least, was unusual.
This, to me, looks somewhat like a takeover.
They are trying to create a division here.
I would describe it as spine-chilling.
But it's become, I think dominance is quite an interesting word.
It was intimidating, it was threatening.
To my mind, staging a massive ritual prayer in a public place next to a church was designed to assert dominance.
Will the London Mayor and Labour government allow us to hold a Drawing Mohammed event in Trafalgar Square?
Oh. Which is a couple of years ago.
Right.
Hundreds of Labour MPs and I voted for a ban stopping demonstrations, including religious demonstrations, immediately outside abortion clinics, because we said the right of women to get medical access.
This is unbelievable, I'm afraid.
It's not unbelievable, Jake.
Making a comparison between peaceful worship with the Mayor of London and Muslims celebrating Ramadan in Trafalgar Square with essentially protests outside abortion clinics is a remarkable comparison by
like I see all those clips, and I'm like, aren't you tired of it, lads? Aren't you? Hasn't this got old now? I'd be like, oh, well, you want this to become an Islamic country, do you? I'm like, well, I don't know. That doesn't mean that Isabel Oakeshot's going to fly back here, does it? No, I'm being serious, Aid. I'm being serious. A takeover. Like, aren't you a bit worried about this takeover, about this replacement that's happening? I'm like, look, if you're that worried about it, about white people being replaced, what do you want to do? Do you want to socialise childcare? Make it cheaper for people to start, for natives to start. No, I don't want to socialise childcare. Everybody's just looking for a bloody handout. Bloody single mothers, bloody scroungers, looking for a free meal, aren't they? If you can't afford kids, don't have them. Right, okay, well, that's what I thought. So immigrants it is. These are your choices, guys. Babies or immigrants. I mean, that's the funny thing, isn't it? About this sort of mentality is, it's like, we have a set of challenges. They need coherent, credible solutions. But because reality is left-wing, in my opinion, the solutions for reality's problems kind of have to be left-wing also. For them to work, for everyone, or for most people. So if you need, if the problem here is that you need people to grow up to be the taxed workforce of the future, to fund the pensioners of the future, the NHS of the future, if that's your problem, if you need babies or young people to grow up and be taxed, you can either make having a family affordable again by socialising childcare, or you can embrace immigration. It is honestly one or the other. Now, which is it going to be? Immigration or state support for families? I hate them both, is what they'd say. So, get back to the point, Aid. Lots of flaggy foghorns this week, belching about Muslims, praying in a corner of Trafalgar Square in a city that they say it's too dangerous for anyone to live in anyway. You might hope that the party leaders would push back against this rubbish, but no. Depressingly / predictably, they've been queuing up to embolden the paranoia, haven't they? Everyone from the Tory chairman to Kemi Badenoch to Robert Jenrick to Nigel Farage. Amusingly, Zia Yusuf as well, who himself is a Muslim, is also out front and centre, talking about preserving Britain's Christian heritage.
What should happen to your senior colleague Nick Timothy with the rather disobliging comments he's made about Muslims praying in London on the eve of Eid, Mr. Chairman?
Well, presumably the chairman is going to fire him, isn't he?
Well, I think Nick was right.
Oh.
I think that kind of exclusive event is wrong.
Yeah, I hate exclusive events. Somebody should tell the Tories private members clubs.
That kind of exclusive event is wrong.
Oh, yeah,
Reform
okay.
values.
Good old Zia. He always sounds like he was signed off literally for exhaustion, wasn't he? He quit Reform and then came back and just said, I was really exhausted. He always sounds exhausted.
Do you want your country to look like this within one generation?
We'll defend our culture.
He'll defend our culture. He'll fight off the threats. The only thing Zia Yusuf is fighting is sleep.
Because you're basically saying that whites will be a minority in this country.
That's why we will protect the Christian heritage of Britain. We will end the incendiary practice of converting churches into mosques.
The incendiary practice of converting churches into mosques. Yeah. What about converting churches into pubs? Are they still all right with that? I know I keep coming back to the same thing. With these clips. The hysteria, the other pant-wetting sessions about meaningless nonsense that they've gone on. The fantasy nightmares and stuff. But my response is always the same now. With this sort of stuff. It's like, has any of this brought your bills down? Has it? How long has it been now? How many of these stories have we had? Has any of it improved your life? Guys, is your mum still in the van, Dave? Is she still in the van? Faced with the visage of a few Muslims praying, this Muslim, Zia Yusuf, says he is going to preserve British values, doesn't he? Or reformer, he reckons. They're never really that clear what they mean by that, though, are they? You know, like British value. What is British values? British values like leaving Afghan translators to get slaughtered in Kabul. It's pretty fucking British. That's a thing that we did. The Queen, not Camilla, the real Queen. The Queen buried her cousins with learning difficulties in unnamed graves. Also, she and Prince Philip were cousins. Also, she paid off Virginia Giuffre, who Prince Andrew, or the former Prince Andrew, said that he'd never met, and yet she made a very generous donation of a reported $15 million to her to make sex assault and rape allegations go away. That's pretty British. Is that a British value? It's the Queen, guys. The class system. The class system is a British value, I think. What's more British than the class system? I actually think that is one British value I think that Zia Youssef and Richard Tice would definitely be seeking to preserve. I can totally see them wanting to preserve that British value. Like, which British values are we talking here, guys? And how come preserving British values never quite extends to giving your gran a bed in an all-right care home? How come that's not a British value that any politicians are looking to preserve? You know, they're always out there front and centre, glossy, glitzy, rallies, conference speeches, press conferences. It's all right, guys. We're gonna preserve the churches. And it's like, you're not gonna preserve my dad? No. No, the churches. We're going to preserve the churches so you can bury him. And then feel sad about your dad. But you'll still have a church to do it in. And you're like, thanks. and British values. We're going to preserve British values too. What about the actual British people, though? Zia Youssef. No. Statues of British people we'll preserve. We'll sign those off. We care about the statues, Aid. Or like, what about unite? What about bringing the country together, uniting Britain again? No. We're good at dividing the country. We're populists. We're good at dividing the country, Aid. Division is what we're good at, and then saying, unite the kingdom. That's what we do. That's our thing. We're good at the symbolism, the words, the superficial layers. But fuck the substance. We're not going around with the substance or the context or the nuance. Fuck that. It's too hard. Like, that is what you can glean from this. From this Muslims praying in Trafalgar Square story. And their reactions to it and to stories like this is Farageism, if indeed there is such a term. Populism, right-wing populism in the UK. Like, if you want it spelled out for you clearly and quite fittingly, easy to digest, sort of superficial, easy, symbolism, right? If you want it spelled out for you super simple, Farageism is basically this. They won't do anything to help you, but they will commemorate you when you die. That's basically what Farageism is, in as much as I can perceive it. Like, they won't do anything to support you or improve your situation. But they will absorb you into British values, or call you a hero, or say that you were part of the big society, or like however they're terming it that month. They'll defund the care sector and fuck over the care homes. But then when you keel over and die, because you gave up your last meal or heating token to your next door neighbour in the decrepit, defunded care home or whatever, then they'll put a statue of you up somewhere to make it seem like they didn't kill you. Oh, he was a hero. He was the best of British. He exhibited the best of British values that we are preserving, they'll say. They'll Captain Tom Moore you, is what they'll do. They'll have you dragging your broken hip around your garden to raise money. And then when you croak, they'll do a video for social media calling you a hero for surviving the situation that they condemned you to. That is what Farageism is, to my mind, or what conservatism has been for the last decade or so, and will continue to be going forward. It's rooted in the realisation that people like Tyson Farage and Youssef and Boris Johnson and Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak, all of them have worked out that it is cheaper to pay for a statue of the thing than it is to actually care for the thing that the statue is of. Like that is actually the calculation that they've made, I think. Does that make sense? Have I gone off on a weird one? In my head, it makes sense. George is in the Super Chats. He says, enlarged Amy Dollars aid. Enlarged Amy Dollars. I don't even know what that means. Right. Anyway, sorry. Oh, God, we're losing time here a little bit, aren't we? Been rabbiting on. How are we all doing? We good? The live chat? Are we surviving? Are we thriving? Elsewhere in the news this week, Chuck Norris has passed away. Don't know if you saw that earlier. Loosely related. Gary Glitter is on his last legs, reportedly, in prison. When I read the thing about Gary Glitter, I was like, whoa. You know, because Ian Watkins got shanked the fuck up, didn't he? About 3 or 4 months ago. Ian Huntley got killed about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now Gary Glitter is about to die in jail. I was like, is this the year of the dead paedophiles or something? Like, I don't know. I know up to speed on my like Chinese New Year, the year of the, you know, whatever. Is this the year of the dead paedophiles? When repercussions finally come knocking. Because I think there's a few former guests of Lolita Island who are really hoping it is. Like, finally! Guys. Tonight's Tap Dancing Tosser Award. Let's distribute the award, shall we? Well done. That's absolutely pathetic. Tonight's Tap Dancing Tosser Award, which, as I said earlier, is like a sort of award statuette that we like to gift to people who have performed their own idiocy. Do you guys remember Afro Man, the rapper from back in the day? Or singer? He's a sort of singer and rapper kind of guy, isn't he? I guess he's more of a singer. He used to really wind me up when people would call Chris Brown a rapper. Just because he's black. And he does hip-hop. It's like hip-hop R&B, isn't it? But he's not a rapper. Like when Sun journalists called Chris Brown a rapper, I was like, ooh, that's icky. Or like Mark Morrison. They called Mark Morrison a rapper. I was like, he's not a rapper. Just because he's been in trouble with the police and he happens to be black. That does not make... Anyway. Now here I am doing the same thing about, you know, with Afro Man. So he had a hit, right, a few years ago. Brian White says, thank you and your brilliant mind. R.I.P. Chuck Norris and the jokes. Thank you very much, Brian. Hope you're well. I appreciate the super chat, the super thanks. Many, many thanks to all of you for the tips that you're throwing in the tip cup. Afro Man, right. So he had a hit a few years ago with a song called Because I Got High. Do we remember that? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba, Because I Got High. That one, right? It was on Jay and Silent Bob, the movie soundtrack, I think. Well, he resurfaced again this week because, and he doesn't win the award, by the way. He's not a tap dancing tosser. Much the opposite. Actually, he's a bit of a legend for reasons that I will now divulge. He's just a character in this story. But in 2022, I think it was the Ohio police, I read earlier, they broke down his door. He lives out that way, apparently. A full-on police raid happens. They say it was part of a drug and kidnapping investigation. He says, I make my money from rapping. Like, what the fuck? Like, who tipped you off to do this? So they raid his property. They say that it's about this. He says, like, you know, what the fuck? You know, why do you all think I'm drug trafficking and like kidnapping people? This is insane behaviour, guys. For police, you're supposed to be professional, like law enforcement. And of course, this is against the backdrop of a rocky relationship between the cops and African Americans in general, countrywide in the United States, in a nation where to protect and to serve is a generous interpretation for oftentimes hunting human beings for sport. Or so it seems. So the cops were involved, and they break down the door and they break a load of stuff and they trash this place. And one of them is called Sergeant Randy Walters and his deputy Lisa Phillips, and there was 5 others. I don't know the names. And they all break down his door. They trash the place. He says they took $400 as well. He had $400 lying around, and they took it. And they never arrested or charged him with anything in relation to the raid either. It was literally just a sort of baseless, just tearing in, handcuffs, stealing from him, allegedly, reportedly, probably. So it appears that the Ohio police either fucked up with their intel or they were harassing him. But either way, huge mistake on their part, right? So then he makes this diss track, which I fucking love. And he brags in the diss track about having sex with one of the officers' wives. He names them. He gives like their actual sergeant names or like whatever. He says it like in the song. He says he only put out the song because they broke a load of like he had to find money from. So he had to like put out a song to make money to pay for the new door for his thing, for his house. And he uses footage of the raid in the music video and everything. And if you are a long-time listener or viewer of this show, you will know that I am a fan, a paid-up, card-carrying member of the fan club for like those golden years of West Coast hip-hop, right? Rappers that just put their fucking balls on the table like, fuck you, to whoever they've fallen out with that week. So he does that. Clearly doesn't give a fuck, does he? So why does this win the tap dancing tosser award? Well, so greeted with the visage of Afro Man mocking them, cracking jokes at their expense, saying he's had sex with the sergeant's wife, the police officers tried to sue him. They tried to sue him for defamation in the land of free speech, First Amendment and all that. They said it's defamation of character. It's very damaging to your reputation. Here's the court testimony, right, of one of the officers. Here we go.
Randy Walters is the son of a bitch.
Okay, so this is a song. Obviously, here's the police officer.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement is that he said he had sex with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
Remember, they've raided his house. Okay, just remember that. They've raided his house and they've accused him of, drugging or kidnapping or, whatever. But a song has caused this guy a lot of harm.
Does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Wait, you don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there? Been with that woman since middle school.
I know.
I would hope she wouldn't. But you know what? Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there.
So it's something we cannot verify the truth of? Is it a thing that can be verified, true or false?
Ask your client.
George is in the chat. He says, have I been blocked? I don't think so. Hi, George. What's going on? George only. So they tried to sue him for $4 million. And the judge threw it out this week. They said, no reasonable person would expect a police officer not to be criticised. They said, especially when said officer broke his personal property, caused a lot of damage. There's missing money, allegedly. They've been called names before, these officers. And also, it's creative license and it's freedom of speech, is what they said. I mean, I would like to think what will happen now from this is these sorry fucking cops, for whom there's a precedent now, by the way. Like, we can literally sit here and go, I had sex with that guy's wife. I have just finished having sex with his wife. Like, there's a precedent. Who's he going to sue for defamation now? But what I would like to see happen now, the way that I want this to kind of end, is that the cops go away all butthurt. You know, they leave the county court or wherever the fuck that was. They're like, this is bullshit, man. They go all butthurt and they go and bitch to their cop buddies in a bar over a beer or something, the way that cops do in the movies. And I imagine them like all sat there like with their bottles of Budweiser, casually dropping the N-bomb, probably. I don't know. I don't want to defame anybody. No, but maybe they would drop the N-bomb, maybe, after a case like this. And I imagine them sat there in a row at the same bar that they've drunk at since high school, and they've all got the same haircut and moustache, haven't they? Licking their wounds as they try to process the legal fees that they're going to have to cough up now to compensate Afro Man. And then just as they're like, so, oh, this is bullshit, and they're bitching to each other, then I hope the fucking song comes on the radio. I hope that happens. I hope the song comes on the radio and people start dancing to it. I hope that happens. But no, probably what will happen now is they will put a fundraiser out because, you know, this is 2026. This is the timeline we're on, guys. Probably what will happen, they'll put a fundraiser out and it will end up on like Fox News or Breitbart or Elon Musk will share it or offer to pay their like thingy bills or something. And then it'll become a story about like Afro Man trying to defund the police himself because he won the court case and got his money back, but it's defunding the police or something. That's where this is probably going to go. And if you think it wouldn't be that bad, if you think things couldn't get that bad, I mean, did you see the fundraiser for the fucking racist cake bakery lady that we covered like a couple of months ago? She got fired for being a racist, and 3 days later, she had like fucking $150,000 in her account for Christmas. People just rewarding it. Monetized racism or whatever. So anyway, yes. For trying to sue the guy that you illegally raided and harassed, or you were operating on shit intel. I don't know what that fucking deal was. But the sergeant and deputies of Ohio police for trying to sue a man whom you harassed and then you ended up losing the fucking case. I'll try that again. I went a little bit quick on the jingle there. For trying to... wait, hang on. Where did I get to? For trying to sue the guy whom you harassed and then you end up on the hook for the legal fees, losing the case in the process. You guys, Ohio police, win this week's Tap Dancing Tosser Award. Well, that's absolutely pathetic. Okay, guys. Yuri's in the super chats. He says, good evening, you bougie fuckers. George only says, Amy G. Dallas, people with enlarged Amy G. Dallas. Amygdalis. Am I saying it like? Is it supposed to be a funny thing that I'm accidentally saying? You know, like when Bart Simpson used to phone up Mo in the bar with silly names, and you get them to say it. I honestly don't know what that's about. We are out of time, guys. I was going to do like a weird news story at the end here, but we don't have time for it, so it's going to have to wait till next week. It is 8:30 now. We're going to wind it down for the lock-in. Probably my son will come in for a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a mess around. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for continuing to check out the podcast and listen every week and all that, and all of the love that you've shown me recently on Far Right Watch videos also. If you are watching now live on YouTube, we're going to wind it down, take things down to the lock-in, do a little bit of a Q&A. But for everybody else, that's it. See you next week. Right, let's do the lock-in, shall we? Here we go. Where's the goddamn lock-in? Here we go. Lock-in music? Is that right? How's that grabbing you? Can we try to get Aid to say discombobulation? Discombobulate. Do you want to, doesn't James O'Brien say that quite a lot? Get you all discombobulated. Discombobulation. Discombobulated. There you go. God, it's fucking roasting in here. I'm just going to turn off my heater. There you go. Here he comes. Here he comes. It's the star of the show.